Nice, we enjoy. I think we're gonna fix to get together.
How are you doing, Mr. Robbins?
Since the last time I saw you.
Fine, and you? Yes,
And then she found out
Thanks for your service. I appreciate that.
He does. Are you having, oh my goodness.
We're standing there in this discount. Check
Y'all probably are familiar with that now. Anyway, I'm Rebecca Ponder. I'm one of the owners here at Sacred Grounds. And we're happy to have y'all, and everything works just fine. We do have a performance that will start at 8. I think y'all been told that. If y'all want to stay beyond the dinner time and stay beyond 8, it's $15 a person. Really good band. And so we invite you to do that. But in the meantime, they will be doing a little sound check. So it doesn't sound like it's going to quiet them all down. It may be hard for them to check that sound, but all you guys, none of this is talking about. Okay, so have a good time. Okay, Boulevard. No, you're fine. Sounds like fun. Take the order for drinks as well. We have wine, margaritas, we have our own. This is the dance.
Mary Nell asked me if I could do the entire play from Mr. Jones' class by myself. I didn't have any evil genius since I had committed to it. I would like to Bill to come up and do an offering for us. And so we go our way. Did I say take an offering?
Turn your mind up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Turn up the sound.
I don't know.
All right, can we say a brief prayer? And for those of you who are not a part of our group, if you would please, let's say a prayer. We would ask you just to pray with us. So let us pray. We're so grateful, Father, for friends and connection and life that we have spent together as Crane High School friends, and so special. We're so thankful that we can be here and celebrate. And we ask for your blessing and your presence with us as we eat and as we share these wonderful memories with each other. We ask this in your holy name. Amen.
So far, y'all are doing
Are you getting ready to go on our adventure?
1970.
Okay, so somebody was asking me, I said,
August 22nd.
1970. I got married in 72.
Well, I graduated from nursing school and got married the next day.
I turned 21 and got married the next day. I thought that was done.
I wasn't even even 21. Bob sure wasn't. But anyway, we made
It looks like a car.
It looks like. I know we another man on earth can put up with it.
He knew you well.
I might as well just be happy.
I think you've been happy, and y'all have a fantastic family. I love you.
Sounds good.
Code and the way begin with integrity. We were taught to say what we mean and mean what we say. Our word is our bond. How else do you expect 66 people to have gone through 12 years of school with a few others added along the way and come back 50 years later and still be friends? We live by the code. We don't cheat. And that's why we sing upbeat songs. Songs that elevate the soul.
Well, Miss Princess, it sounds like that your group of geriatric Jedi Knights are some kind of space cowboys that have a code to live by, a code of trust.
Now you've got it, King. Space cowboys. That's who we were. The generations before us, they never knew our freedom and our opportunities. What they dreamed, we lived. And what they lived, we dreamed about.
That's it, right? That's what it is. I think the speed is really...
I bet they do. Oh, it'll be great. Love me true.
You're on your own, so I'm not playing it. It's whatever you want.
Right. Is that all we were doing?
That was it. It was a
We're not,
graphics
Bill.
bit.
What?
Take it out now.
Take it out.
Go take a nap.
Roxanne, did I do something wrong? You thought, you knew I was gonna kill this, right?
What?
Because we're tired.
Some kind of for Diane Dyer.
What's that?
But Diane Dyer and Renee asked me to get it working. And I'll tell them that's where it's at.
You did it. And you did it. Yeah, I showed that. I showed that one to Mike. Yeah, you know.
I just want to listen just while I'm just sleeping.
Somebody else wants to see it.
everything all set up, Mr. Randall?
I'm enjoying this face off. That's what I got left, man. Trying to get something set up.
What's your name? I saw that because I saw yesterday. Really? That's your side. She just came.
Yes. I'll just.
Oh, that was really what you're saying.
Yeah.
Just looking.
That's our, yeah. We see your whole family. Yeah, we see your whole family. Good luck on that one. We see you too.
And I tell her, don't do that. Well, why not? I said, "So I don't want to be on there." I said,
I think it's a losing
When they came up to see me, you know what I said, I said, where's Betty?
Whenever Marinelle decided whichever one she was gonna play,
Well, you know, it's women, she had us about that wide. So it's white, as it was, and a real dark color.
and I really decided how to
You never know for what.
well, and she's just fresh out.
Because my blonde one,
Oh, we're waiting on something.
Singing Jefferson's High Yeah. Where you My sister
It just gives you the.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, ready, take it away. Here's your swears. Get off. Here's your
The house that was like, they had changed since I had been there as a kid. It was
that I could, she said that if I would wait, that I could sing a song before she got to the piano, but only one, because she didn't want to lose her audience. So, they were supposed to put a chicken screen up here so you couldn't throw the bottles up. So,
you're so close and I did that. Your lights are so so you're always one of your favorite favorites. Yeah, I'll tell you when maybe you can tutor me. I'm not same on all guitars. It's the same chords on all years ago,
she said I could sing one. sunshine. You want to stay out of Get a tip jar and turn it up. All right, you ready? What key?
What do you want to do?
Rock and roll, let's go. Whatever you want to do, just tell me. We need to sing. Do we have songbooks?
Not for tonight, never. We have idea book. Is that
That's my worst feeling in Macon County.
Oh, okay. It looks like
He said when he walked in at the restaurant and he started looking at these name tags, and he said, you know, from 10 feet away, they all look like you. He said, I thought we had a Robbins coat. Let's get Susan over here and let her see off-road. I mean, running the flag.
oh, I thought we weren't doing anything this week. You wanted to? I thought those were all surprises.
We have a break down somewhere. Susan, come see me. Come see Don't Think Twice. You're not sending me.
No, but do you have the work? Do you have the work to it? Okay. Well, keep
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. You're welcome. Let's go. Oh.
What are you playing?
I was playing. I'm used to turning on your light. Don't think twice.
Ain't no use in what?
Ain't no use in turning on your light, baby. Don't think twice.
Turning on your light, baby.
C, G, A minor, B7. Easy.
We have a friend who does. They live with you. I guess they're all in there. So I'm worried, you
You're very welcome.
Okay, we're such a cultured group. We're gonna get some culture. Okay, this is a poetry reading.
It's not working. You have to do it here.
No, okay, here you go. Is it on?
Just get
No, it's on.
Can you get?
Hello,
You have to get right on it.
got it?
Can y'all hear
Can you
me?
hear me?
No.
No.
Can you hear them talking?
I can hear you.
Or you can get on the silver mic to talk.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, this is, oh, hello.
That's all right.
Okay. This is called the 50s Kid. How many of you are 50s kids? Okay, all of you.
Don't ask hard questions.
Did you?
Oh, no. They don't know who wrote this one. It's anonymous. Renee wrote it, okay. Yeah. Long ago and far away, in a land that time forgot, before the days of Dylan and the dawn of Camelot, there lived, I can't even see this, there lived a race of innocents, and they were you and me. For Ike was in the White House in that land where we were born, where navels were for oranges and Peyton Place was porn. We danced to Little Darlin' and sang to Sandra Dee and cried for Buddy Holly in the land that made me, me. Miss Kitty had a heart of gold and Chester had a limp, and Reagan was a Democrat who co-starred with a chimp. We had a Mr. Wizard, but not a Mr. T, and Oprah wasn't even talking yet in that land that made me, me. We had our share of heroes. We thought they'd never go, at least not Bobby Darin or Marilyn Monroe, for the youth was still eternal, and life was yet to be, and Elvis was forever in the land that made me, me. We never heard of microwaves or satellites among the stars, and babies might be bottle fed, but they weren't grown in petri jars. And pumping iron got wrinkles out, and flower children meant fancy free, and dorms were never co-ed in the land that made me, me. We hadn't seen enough of jets to talk about the lag, and microchips were what were left at the bottom of the bay. And hardware was a box of nails, and bytes came from a flea, and rocket ships were fiction in the land that made me, me. T-birds came with portholes, and sideshows came with freaks, and bathing suits came big enough to cover both my cheeks. And Cokes came just in bottles, and skirts came below my knee, and Castro came to power near that land that made me, me. There were no golden arches, nor Perrier to chill, and fish were not called Wandas, and cats were not called Bill, and middle-aged was 35, and old was 43. And ancient were our parents in the land that made me, me. But all things have a season, Or so we've heard them say. And now instead of Maybelline, we swear by Retin A. They send us invitations to join AARP. We've come a long way, baby, from the land that made me me. So now we face a brave new world in slightly larger jeans and wonder why they're using smaller print in magazines. And we tell our children's children of the way it used to be long ago and far away in the land that made me me. Okay. Okay. This is a poem by, a short poem. I won't stay up here much longer. Winfred Ernest Garrison. It doesn't really have a title. It is more of a prayer as well as a poem. Thy sea, O God, so great, my boat so small. It cannot be that any happy fate will me befall, save as thy goodness opens paths for me through the consuming vastness of your sea. Thy winds, O God, so strong, so slight my sail, how could I curb and bite and bit them on the long and sultry trail, unless thy love were mightier than the wrath of all the tempests that beset my path. Thy world, O God, so fierce, and I so frail, yet, though its arrows threaten often to pierce my fragile frame, cities of renewals rise where dangers cease, and sweet silences abound, and all is peace.
One last song. Okay, one last song. We need everybody who wants to sing, come up.
What's the name of the song
Michael
first?
Brother Above the Shore. Golden Whippers and Company.
Tomorrow.
There's an evening dinner tomorrow that we have all bought and paid for tomorrow. We'll be eating in that main area, and then we come in here for a brief program after that.
They already know that you can name
I'm only gonna say this once, so pay attention. I just want y'all to know that I've known the owners of Sacred Grounds since they started. It was a little tiny coffee shop. He's an entrepreneur, and he's built that thing, you know, paid off his loans. Now he owns a whiskey distillery, but they're very elegant and precise. And I just want you to know that when I yelled, "You people from Crane, shut up," and she thought we had a bunch of convicts in there. and so,
Wonder how she got that out.
so Willis goes over there and tells her, he said, "You know what? That's just kind of the way we are, you know, and thank you very much." And she kind of nodded her head, and she came over there to me. And of course, I had one of my friends there that I asked, that big tall guy that looks like my brother. She came over to our table, and she didn't even say anything to me. He just said, "Look, I've known him for a long time, You just have to understand, they're good people, but they're different. This is a guy that grew up in Roswell realizes we're different. Okay, so here is the plan. So, it's always been a dream of Mary Nell's to get a bus. And I kicked that around for a long time. She's always wanted to get a bus and drive somewhere and sing songs, which we've already done that. It's okay. So buses are really expensive and we can't afford it. But at the 49th, we took a little trip and went to the Eisenhower birthplace. And it was really a great day. We had a great time. And so tomorrow we're going to try to replicate that. So what we're going to do, we're going to meet out in front here at 9:30. The trip to where we're going is 7-8 minutes. It's just over the mountain. You can follow Glenna, and so I'm asking you though, since we can stay together, because apparently y'all couldn't look up the lyrics to Dock of the Bay, so I'm wondering if y'all really know how to use Google Maps if you get lost. I'm concerned, all right? When people your age are yelling at me, we don't have our cell phone. I don't know what to do. So we're going to try to pack as tight as we can and get as many in your car as you can, as few vehicles, and we'll run out there. There's no place to eat. There's out there. We're not there for that. So when we get through at 12 o'clock, the park ranger said he would have us done in 45 minutes after we start. So this place is, you know, y'all have been around the block more than I have, but this is kind of a neat place because Pershing was there, Patton was there, MacArthur was there for a little bit. The Buffalo Soldiers had 2 different units that were there. The old buildings are made out of rock, not adobe. They dug those rocks out of the Capitan Mountains and hauled them down. And so, and they've been plastered over, and they've been well preserved because during World War II it became a prisoner of war camp, and then in the 50s it became the tuberculosis sanitarium. And so they've really maintained it. And but you're going to be allowed to go in the officers' quarters and the enlisted man quarters and some other buildings that are there. And the guide is going to tell you the history of this. And it's a real neat place because there's, on the campus itself, there's huge deciduous trees. And then you have the longest east-west mountain range right behind you in the U.S., 60-mile long, Capitan Mountain. So we thought that you might enjoy that, going out there, getting away from here and going as a group based on our experience with the Eisenhower place. So we'll get it back here at 12. And then you don't have any responsibility until 5:30. So we're going to wander in. I think kickoff time is actually 6 less. Susan?
Hors d'oeuvres about 5:40.
Hors d'oeuvres.
5:45.
I just got the stink eye by a woman because I yelled out in her restaurant. Now we're talking about hors d'oeuvres. Okay, I got that word. All right. So we're going to have hors d'oeuvres wandering in about 5:30, but you don't have to have any special attire to go out in the morning. It is a little bit cool, but you know, by the time 10:30 rolls around, you'll be fine wearing your shorts, I think. But tomorrow night, we ask you not to wear spaghetti straps, you know, or open-toed shoes. What else did you say? Oh, you're looking at me like I don't, you know what I'm talking about. I'm making that up because you guys have no idea what my life is like. 9:30 in the morning, Mary Nell. 12 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock, it's Leslie. And every hour, every day, it's Susan. You asked me to get up here and be the entertainment. So you guys aren't suffering at all. It's gonna come back. It's coming back, isn't it? All right, I got
Hey,
it.
it took 50 years to get there.
It took 50, that's right. But, so,
So your bus leaves at, everybody leaves at 9:30.
there is no bus. I couldn't afford the bus.
Let me get you a chair, because this is gonna take a while.
The caravan, thank you, the caravan, which has nothing to do with hors d'oeuvres or spaghetti straps.
And this is Fort Stanton.
We're going to Fort Stanton.
Is it okay if Dexter and I ride a bike?
We'll be there waiting on them. They'll be there waiting on us.
We'll be there waiting.
Man, I wish you wouldn't brag like that. I got no lungs, no heart. You know, you're all buff and toned. You know, I think you're juicing. I really do. I never had muscles like that. And you're saying you're going to beat us out there?
We're gonna start earlier, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're going to get up at 4 in the morning. Okay, you're riding your bike. That's
We're
fine.
supposed to wear shirts.
Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Okay. Is it okay if we wear a shirt over there? Okay, all right. So listen, Ronnie. I'm just trying to entertain you, okay? Ronnie, yes, that's a great trail when you turn right up here and head down into the basin there, by the airport. You're going to be riding by the airport. But there is a section of that is dirt. There's a quarter of a mile of it that has historically been dirt. I don't know that it's been.
It wasn't today.
Okay. Okay. So has everybody got the plan?
Yes.
Tomorrow when you get here, here is the order. We're going to go into the big room and we're going to have a ceremony. All right? Okay. Then when that's over, we're going to be in here. You're going to be directed by the astute team, the committee, the gang of 4, as I call them. So that's your life tomorrow. You're not going to be, the puppet masters, but I do want to say this. There are 4 women in your class who have literally given their life for this thing. They have put in more time than we could ever pay them back. So tomorrow is really something that I think that you're going to remember the rest of your life, and you're going to be glad that you came to that, because it is our 50th. They recognize that, and so you may have to be a little attentive. Okay, if you got the plan, there's no bus. I was kidding about the spaghetti scraps. And Gurley is not juicing, that was just a wisecrack. Anything else, Susan? And where are we drinking tonight?
How about if we don't have a bicycle
You're going to your room for another 30 minutes for a glass of wine. Didn't that say that? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, but not in here. Okay. Thank y'all. Love you. Thank you, Mark. You have a beautiful voice. Janet, wait, did I not answer your question? What? What's that?
He's probably gonna do it with you guys or whatever. Have him explain the Lincoln County Wars and why Fort Stanton was important and why it originated for the Lincoln County.
I talked to him this morning. He's very well versed. If he makes a mistake, I'll correct him.
Over there by the maintenance building, I think that's the prettiest part, so.
It's pretty nice.
We can just leave everything right.
Appreciate your help, pal.
I do the same thing for Fran.
I didn't buy it. That was not a bite that I took. I didn't do it. I didn't
I don't know what they've got written up there.
Well, was that for it?
The next one or 2 doors down. Are you coming to the wine? She was impressed.
Did you bring it?
No, no, where the wine.
You didn't go to Great Links, did you?
Oh, that's right.
Randy, why I ask about that is that I never understood the Lincoln County wars until I had a job out there for state.
You know, it's pretty complicated because you have the Irish and English involved, and a lot of people don't understand that. But a huge part of that was a racial conflict. But he'll go into it. I'll talk to him today.
Well, I always try.
I just saw it. This looks so nice. So cute.
Which one of these head tables is mine?
Whichever one.
Yeah, the camera in my way.
Here, I can move it.
I'm going to move the chair so I can park and sit.
How's that?
I think that'll work.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go that corner right
I just look at if the lead up that makes if the lead up that makes somebody say I work so hard. We're having somewhere else. Well, I like it here, but I don't like your
But we got our vision. We get our vision, You can watch the movie on YouTube.
There you go. There you go.
I think one picture of Bobby Hill there, I emailed it to him while ago.
Well, he's taking
He put his picture in there. Well, his picture's not hardly in there, but. No, because he's shooting the photo. That's a good idea.
Is it a sign singing or just?
There's not a chair leaning Well, I think she's already, I think she already done.
You have a place over there.
She said you had a place out here by the fireplace.
Way out there. On the other side of the golf course. By those suckers go. Two-thirds of the way through the day now.
How about I walk off and take it to somebody else? Like I said,
Ask if they sign it, so we have one. Then you get the measure for 12.
No, I don't think so. The people that are in the music program on site, I think
That's hilarious. Okay, I'm gone. I gotta get something to drink. Oh, go ahead.
go there, and they didn't have any girls there. I didn't want to go there.
You did at that time.
No.
Well, it's good talking to you.
Enjoyed it.
Y'all get rain on?